Hey guys, and welcome back to this tiny corner of the internet. December hosting the main stage for the grand finales of 2021. You're watching It's Tale Time. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'll be reviewing December just as I've been doing for my other monthly reviews. If you're new to my channel, however, welcome. I'll do a quick run through of how I'll be doing this. I won't be ranking the songs, just reviewing them, rating them in different categories, namely hook, as in how catchy it is, replayability, as in the longevity of the songs, the production of the songs, the structure, and the album's B-sides. I haven't managed to include all of December's releases, but I've linked my script in the description where I wrote short reviews on the releases that I didn't include in the video. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting off the last month of the year with a groundbreaking debut, I See How It Is. I have been on my lookout for a while now, ever since Starship announced the debuting of their new girl group, and since then, they've been on my mind. Will they be able to sustain the momentum that their older groups WJSN and Sistar have laid out for them? Will they be worth the hype that they already have surrounding them? This is partly the reason I held very high expectations for their debut. And really very well so, I listened to it and I fell in love at first listen. The very prominent Middle Eastern to South Asian elements in the instrumental works really well, and I'm glad this distinct type of sound is embedding itself more and more in K-pop songs, with some examples being Luna's Paint the Town, NCT 127's Favorite, and Tribe's Rubber Dum. The music video was an absolute visual pleaser, with the perfect choice of sets to match the song's vibe, and with that warm color palette that can be associated with this type of sound. The B-side Take It was also a major yes from me as far as B-sides can go. The instrumental is very fun and totally contrasting of 11, which I loved. Honestly, after this, I'm kinda intrigued as to what they'll come up with in the future. Here's what I thought. Now, why did Everglow wait until all the way in December to release a song of the year? Club-esque music has always been a soundscape and genre that was only ever touched upon in K-pop and never fully explored. Using a simple 4-on-the-floor beat, typical to nightclub or rave music, and an overarching bass synth line that almost sounds like the revving of a motorbike engine, Everglow has once again given us a song with an incredibly catchy beat and an anthemic chorus. There isn't a single day that goes by without me screaming, "I'm a pirate, yeah, yeah, a pirate, yeah, yeah." The pirate-themed imagery in the music video is very unconventional, and it's like something you wouldn't usually get off a girl group music video or song. The catchphrases embedded throughout the song like "Just Get On Board," "I'm a Pirate," and "Shiver Me Timbers," which, by the way, thanks to EU, is one of the most iconic K-pop lyrics I've ever heard. Also, something I'd have to note in the song is how the tension builds up after the bridge, leading on to the last chorus in the form of more complex layering. It is impressively effective because A, it manages to turn up the momentum and tension without making it sound too overwhelming, and B, even though it's not a new concept to build up during the last chorus, Pirate manages to use that effect to support the rave-like sound they were intending to incorporate in the song. Like, you can't tell me you don't envision this song being played at a nightclub with everyone aggressively dancing, right? As for the B-sides, the only two that stood out to me effectively were Don't Speak and Back Together, because Everglow ballads are a whole new level. Here's what I thought. You know, I never actually understood what NCT tries to hint with some of the lyric choices, like "Let's play ball," "You're my universe," Do those actually fit in the same sentence? I guess we'll never know. Anyways, this song is quite the roller coaster ride, and it actually makes me wonder how NCT U always seem to get the best songs regardless of lineup. Like 90s Love, Yesterday, Without You. Even most of my favorite NCT B-sides are from the NCT U lineups like Round and Round, All About You, Volcano, Dancing in the Rain, and OK. Universe starts off with a chant-like verse that seemingly sounds like it would be the chorus, and I'm glad that it didn't fixate this section as the main chorus throughout the song. Universe's chorus incorporates a sort of electro house type sound that relates to a song with a very powerful feeling and a strong backstory. The different parts in the song all contrast each other, but the song manages to stitch them all together efficiently, which is what I really like about this song. The music video is very diverse in themes and concepts, and clearly portrays a youthful trope that they carry in the song. Can we talk about how they're starting to incorporate the sports concept into the NCT U title tracks? Like how 90s Love was based mostly on ice hockey, and now Universe with the baseball concept? All in all, this lineup is just very well thought of in my opinion, even if the part distribution wasn't exactly fair, with some members like Shotaro and Yang Yang barely getting parts in the song. They seem more synchronized when doing the choreography together and just seem to look more cohesive as a group. This also makes sense in why they decided to promote this as a title track, much rather a pre-release single. Here's what I thought. I don't know about you all, but Rolling Rolling was my song of the year. Lucy really said let's leave the best for last, aka the end of the year. I know I iterate this a lot, but it's something out there being an overarching violin melody line in every single one of their songs that makes it more memorable about it. It's just generally very soothing and calming while not being a bore to listen to, and the music video is honestly so beautiful, telling us brilliant stories about a former baseballer, dancer, etc. who are trying to find and regain their former light while the world is rolling on. It's a beautiful message, and the cinematography of the music video couldn't have portrayed it any better. Another significant point of excitement is that with this album, we finally got Lucy solos, written and composed by the respective members. Of course, most of them happen to be ballads, which as an avid ballad stan, I am very pleased about. My favorite solo from the album would have to be Wonsang's You're Right, plainly because of how energetic it is, keeping a fun melody that flows consistently and is extremely interesting once listened to. It is also the way that Wonsang wrote and helped arrange the group songs in the album. This album also harbors one of my favorite Lucy B-sides of all time, aka Sequel. Sequel gets me super emotional for absolutely no reason, and I love it. It sounds like a Disney movie OST, and some of the lyrics hit surrealistically close to home. This album might not be my favorite album all year, but it did have some of my favorite songs of 2021. Here are my thoughts on the album. This time last year, one of the only things you'd be able to see on NCTzen Twitter were the fans grumbling about NCT 2020 and how we never got an actual OT23 song, just a very low effort mashup. Well, to those NCTzens, are you satisfied now? Because I know I am. Although due to certain circumstances, this was only able to be an OT21 song, but the message that was presented through the song overall just about made me cry a little bit. It is so nice to see all of the 21 members weave in and out of the song. I was not actually expecting to hear such depth in the chorus, with the number of voices singing together, and I just love the sense of unity that the song portrays while also telling us to be ourselves and be beautiful. Just generally as a song as well, the song is a soft yet empowering track, as while it does contain balladic features, the rhythmic percussion that's placed throughout the entirety of the song suggests otherwise. It sounds like a perfect winter to summer transition song because I can literally imagine the sun coming out from behind the clouds whenever I listen to it. The whole of the NCT 2021 album was a treat to my ears, especially with all the different NCT U songs disparaging the varying lineups. It also felt as if SM finally figured out what a glockenspiel was, with its major usage in some of the songs in the album, mainly NCT Dream's Dreaming and NCT U's OK. I also really like the unit songs Dreaming, Miracle, and even Earthquake, despite holistically being the more disliked one out of the three. My favorite NCT U track takeaways from this album were obviously Round and Round, OK, and Birthday Party. It was actually a very pleasant way to end the year in my opinion. Here's what I thought.
Beautiful life, beautiful heart. 삶의 밝은 면에서 떠다치 자신을 봐. 같은 감정을 느낀 순간 현실이 돼 너와 나의 꿈. 내 안에 깨어나는 something, something. 꿈속의 꿈을 건너 우린 이어져 드디어 만나게 된 something. 우린 찾고 또 찾아 애써 보아도 돌고 또 돌아. We are back together. My baby says she wanna dance with the ghost. She wants to leave me, yeah. 말을 해줘, 맘에 영 보여. Just come and see me, yeah. Okay, 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 yeah. 맴돌아, going round, round. 네 생각만 맴돌아, going round, round. 너의 곁에 맴돌아. Shaking snowy night, 내 작은 Milky Way. Making snowy night, 차가워도 난 dance. 날 slow motion, 영화 같은 순간. 잠깐만. Call me close, hold me tight, 다가와 안아줘. I'm so cold, you're so hot, now or never. 마지막 기회야, we could be forever. 지금 키스해. 잠깐, 이건 내가 생각한 게 아냐. 이런 말로 너를 놓는 사람이라면 차라리 괜히가 먼걸 멈춰. 이런 말을 하려던 게 아냐. 내 가벼운 눈빛, 엉켜있진 몸짓. 겉보기엔 귀여워도 쉽게 다가올 순 없어. Take it, take it, take it. Just take it, take it.
And that's it for the video. Apologies for it being this short, but I wanted to get this video up before the end of the year obviously, so I had to speedwrite the script for this. I will, however, for the curious stands out there, link my script in the description where I wrote short reviews on the releases that I didn't talk about in the video. I hope y'all had an amazing Christmas and I hope y'all will have a great start to the new year. Let's start 2022 with a bang, shall we? This is Aloka signing out for the day. Have a good one, guys.